You're whisked away on private jets, showered with gifts, and live a real-life fairy tale. But what if that same Prince Charming was also a con artist in disguise? What if the fairy tale was just the bait, and the hook was actually millions of dollars in debt? Today, we're diving deep into the shocking story of the Tinder Swindler. His real name, Shimon Hayut. He was born in Israel to a fairly wealthy family, where he lived normally for the first few years. Then around 12, he moved out to the US with family friends. Here is where his life of crime would start. With crimes such as check and identity fraud, this was just the start for Hayut. When he was 22, Hayut turned to fraud to make money. Hayut's entire scam was built on love bombing. He would match with women on Tinder and almost immediately begin a whirlwind romance straight out of a Hollywood movie. Hayut went under the alias Shimon Lviv, pretending to be a son of Israeli diamond mogul Lev Lviv. First dates weren't a quiet drink. They were impromptu trips to Bulgaria on a private jet. He would spend a fortune on these women, treating them like royalty, all to create an unshakable illusion of immense wealth. He would gift them bags, clothes, and jewelry, all to strengthen the women's perception of his money. This isn't a story just about the money though, it's also about manipulation. Hayut quickly built trust with his victims, integrating himself into their lives. For Cecile Feldjoy, it felt like she had finally found her perfect man. For Pernilla Solholm, he became a close and trusted friend. The foundation of his con was not greed, but emotional dependency. His pattern was disturbingly consistent. After just a few months of knowing Hayut, crisis would hit. Hayut would send a panicked message, often with a photo of his bloodied bodyguard, claiming his enemies in the diamond industry were after him. He would also claim his credit cards and bank accounts would be frozen for security reasons. The perfect boyfriend was suddenly helpless, turning to the person he had fallen in love with for help. And who wouldn't help the person they believed was the love of their life, especially when faced with such alarming messages? He'd ask them to take out credit cards and loans in their own name, promising to pay them back. Because of the powerful emotional bond he had built, they said yes. He would then take advantage, plummeting those who trusted him into crippling debt, buying flights, more gifts, food and hotels. In total, Hayut was able to do this to multiple women over the course of multiple years. Hayut's luck would soon run out though when he tried to con Aileen Charlotte. Aileen's story was one of ultimate revenge. She was a long-term girlfriend of Hayut's, who finally discovered the truth through a news article posted on the local news. But instead of directly confronting him, she continued to play along as a loyal supporter. She convinced him to let her sell his designer clothes, and then once he had sold the clothes, she kept the money for herself. Although she didn't recover all of her losses, it was a sweet taste of revenge against a manipulative individual who did nothing but take for themselves. Aileen's tip, combined with the efforts of the Norwegian newspaper, led to Shimon Hayut's arrest in Greece in 2019. Interpol had finally caught up with him, but here's where the story takes a frustrating turn. Hayut was extradited back to Israel, but for crimes committed before his elaborate Tinder scam. He was originally sentenced to 15 months in prison for fraud and forgery, but was released after only 5 months due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Despite the first-hand accounts and overwhelming evidence, Hayut was never charged for his crimes against Cecile, Pernilla, or Aileen. Although his sentence in prison may have been short, the damage he caused is sure to remain for much longer. Thank you for watching. This is not an AI channel. We're just a team of 2 brothers.
And we would really appreciate it if you liked and subscribed. Thanks.